What is an apostolic interregnum? Hi, I'm Dr. James Holt, and following the death of President Russell M. Nelson, the prophet and president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Church has entered into a period of what's known as an apostolic interregnum. Interregnum is a Latin word meaning literally between, and reign, meaning between a reign. We spoke briefly about the papal interregnum following the death of Pope Francis. Within the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, when the president of the church dies, the first presidency is automatically dissolved, and the quorum of the 12 apostles becomes the presiding authority of the church. The councillors in the first presidency take their places in the quorum of the 12 apostles. And currently this means that President Dallin H. Oakes, as president of the quorum of the 12 apostles, is leading the affairs of the church with the 12 apostles. Some members of the church may have felt that the new president of the church would have been called and sustained at this weekend's General Conference of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. However, with the funeral of President Nelson being tomorrow, it was announced that the quorum of the 12 apostles would be presiding. Therefore, the church is in a period of apostolic interregnum. For members of the church, the passing of the leadership is seamless. Collectively, the quorum of the 12 hold all the keys of the kingdom when there is no president of the church. They are sustained individually as prophets, seers, and revelators. In the coming days, it's expected that the quorum of the 12 apostles will meet and decide whether to reorganize the first presidency. If they are in agreement, usually the most senior apostle, in this case President Dallin H. Oakes, will be ordained as the president of the church by all 12 of the apostles, with the next most senior apostle acting as voice. In this case, it would be Jeffrey R. Holland. Apostolic interregnums are usually brief, but the one between Joseph Smith and Brigham Young was 3 years, which is the longest, and with the early presidents of the church, they ranged in time from several months to a few weeks. It's now usually a much smaller period of time, but for Latter-day Saints, they are reassured by the words of President Russell M. Nelson during the time of the last apostolic interregnum. He said, "There's never a moment when the keys are not in force, and there's never any lack of revelatory experience."